You're an elder of the LGBT community. Maybe you're single, maybe you're married, but you begin to ask yourself when you get a certain age, who's going to take care of me and where am I going to live? And it will be, or will it be, a supportive environment for someone who's openly gay or lesbian? It's a question for our next guest, Seth Kilbourn of Openhouse. Seth, welcome.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
So tell me about Openhouse. Is it exactly what I was describing, a welcoming place for LGBT seniors?
I think you described it very well.
Yeah.
We are building housing and providing direct services and building community programs that are safe and welcoming of the LGBT senior community here in San Francisco.
I remember in the early 90s writing for The Advocate and interviewed a gentleman whose name escapes me right now, but I remember the name of his organization. It was called Galaxy, which was an acronym for Gay and Lesbian Experienced in Years.
That's exactly right.
I thought it was really clever.
They're a terrific group.
And what was the relationship between that group or a group like that and Openhouse?
Well, Openhouse got founded in 1998, and we were really founded because Dr. Marcy Edelman, who's the founder of Openhouse, really began to see and recognize that LGBT older adults were not being recognized or adequately supported by the housing and senior service system that we have here in San Francisco. And so she set out to build an organization to address that very need.
Right. Now, did she sense that this was because of financial issues or because of homophobia and prejudice?
All of the above. LGBT seniors, with the years of discrimination that they faced, bring a different set of issues to the table. They face some unique challenges as they age. Most LGBT older adults are indeed single. Most do not have children, and so they lack that sort of natural support system that non-LGBT seniors often rely on. And so it's really important that we create safe and welcoming living environments, safe and welcoming social service environments, so that LGBT seniors can live healthy and independent lives.
Right. Now, is Openhouse unique to San Francisco and the Bay Area, or are there other open houses around the country now?
As more and more communities are really recognizing the needs of LGBT older adults, there are programs that are springing up around the country. SAGE in New York is a wonderful example there. The LGBT Center in Chicago, as well as Los Angeles, has some wonderful senior programs. So it's really good to see that our community is really coming together to address some of these needs.
Now, you are actually building housing and you provide services. So I'm an 82-year-old gay man. Maybe my partner of 40 years passed away, and I don't have a lot of money now. I come to you and say, hi, I need housing. How does it work?
That's right. That's right. You would give our office a call. We would have our social service manager sit down with you, review with you, your income, what you may be able to qualify for if indeed you need affordable housing, or if you can afford something else, we would recommend some LGBT-friendly environments that you could go to. And then, of course, Openhouse is building our own housing at 55 Laguna Street.
Well, let's talk about that, because I remember the first time I heard about Openhouse, I saw a wonderful design, and they said, well, I don't know where it's going to be, but at that time, I joked with someone, I said, well, by the time they get it done, I'll be a senior.
Well, that's right.
And actually, we're getting pretty darn close. So,
yeah, we're really excited, actually. Our 55 Laguna Street project just got final planning commission approval last August. So we are set to go. We'll be building 110 units of affordable senior housing. It will include open house service offices as well as a community center right around the corner, actually, from the LGBT community center. So it'll be a nice synergy between us and the center, and we'll provide a wonderful hub, I think, of resources and housing for the LGBT senior community in San Francisco.
Right. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the new office for Open House at the LGBT Center in San Francisco, that is fairly new. It's just...
Yes, we're actually moving up to the LGBT community center this month, as a matter of fact. So I encourage people to come by the LGBT Center. We're on the 3rd floor, and that will be our administrative offices as well as a community space for LGBT seniors to come and gather.
Yeah. Some of the friends of my husband and I always joke and say, when are you guys going to adopt? And I said, well, we actually adopted the other end of the spectrum. We have probably our closest friends are seniors in their 70s and 80s. And, we have been dealing with senior issues as a family for a long time. If someone's watching this program and says, this interests me, I'm not a senior yet, but I'd like to help Open House or help members of the LGBT senior community, what do you tell them?
I tell them to give our office a call because we have some wonderful volunteer opportunities for people of all ages within our community who want to give back. We have a wonderful friendly visitor program, for example, where we connect a trained volunteer with an LGBT senior who might be homebound or have difficulty getting out, and that friendly visitor provides regular emotional support, sometimes help with shopping, those kinds of things, which really helps keep that LGBT senior connected to the community. And it's a really important concept that I think Open House represents is we are building community for LGBT older adults. We are building housing. That will be a wonderful physical embodiment of that community, but we're also building a figurative community where LGBT seniors can turn to us to get the help and support that they need to stay healthy and independent.
So where do you do programming outside of the 55 Laguna facility that is currently under construction, or?
We will put a shovel in the ground, we hope, by late 2014, and it'll be built in phases over a 3-year period. But in the meantime, we offer our services all around the city. We have a lot of services at the LGBT Community Center. We also offer services at different housing sites around the city, senior centers around the city. So our programming is really available to seniors really no matter where they live in San Francisco.
And I'm sure that the money just pours in.
Oh, well, of course,
Well, I mean, I'm joking, but I mean, the economy's been rough, and Open House is a nonprofit, correct?
Yes, we are a nonprofit.
Where do you get your funding?
We rely on 3 basic sources of funding. We have a city contract to provide some of the social services and activities every month. We also get money from foundations and then individual donors from the LGBT and our allied community. And we really rely on that kind of community support because all of our services right now are free of charge. And so we are able to serve seniors who come to us, but that's only because out of the generosity of our supporters are we able to do that.
Right. What has surprised you most about your work with Open House? I mean, both good and bad. I mean, have there been occasions where you've run into an LGBT senior who said, I'm living in an assisted living facility and I'm next to somebody who's homophobic, or I feel that I have to go back in the closet as a senior? I mean...
Well, many LGBT seniors really do feel like they have to go back into the closet in order to receive quality care. If you remember at the beginning of the Milk movie, those folks that were being sort of carted away in paddy wagons. Well, those are today's LGBT seniors, right? And so when they think of, the system that they're going to turn to for support,
they don't have a lot of trust.
Not a lot of trust, not at all. And so they turn to Open House, first to help them identify, well, where are the trusted service providers? Where are the trusted housing providers? How can you, Open House, help me with my particular situation? So we provide our own direct services and also refer people to other LGBT-friendly services to make sure that they get the care that they need in a trusted environment. And we have a training program where we actually go into facilities and work with the staff there on how they can create safe and welcoming environments.
Have you had any turnarounds, as it were? I mean, have you heard of a facility that was providing senior care that you heard was not doing it in a way that was friendly or supportive of the LGBT community and went in and educated them and then saw that change? Yeah,
well, I think that's sort of been the history of Open House, really, and we have really done, I think, a great job of educating the service providers here in San Francisco, about the unique needs of LGBT seniors, and we really are creating a system and an infrastructure that is safe and welcoming to them. The city just actually appointed an LGBT senior task force to actually take a look at, what are the services that are out there, where are the gaps.
I think you're right. I think my friend Gustavo Serena is on the commission.
He's not on it, but he was definitely part of its formation.
Right. In our last few moments, talk to me about the profile of a Open House client.
Yeah.
Is it all across the board?
It's really all across the board. I mean, we are a very diverse community, and I think that's an important thing to remember as we think of LGBT seniors. Our community, has all different perspectives. We come from all different cultural backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, and we really try to create programs and services and activities that allow all of us to come together and share our perspective. So it really is across the board, and we love our diverse community.
So in a sense, Open House is providing hope and housing for the gay and the gray.
That is exactly right. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah, as someone who's gay and is getting grayer, I'm happy about it.
Good.
Thank you, Seth.
Thank you.
We've been learning about the work of Open House, and thank you for watching 10% and learning more about the LGBT community. I'm your host, David Perry. We'll see you next week.